They'll deny it, they'll argue it, they'll call it misogyny, bitterness, or men being weak. But every honest man knows the truth. The reason so many men are staying single for years isn't because they can't get women. It's because they don't want what women have become. Before we go deeper, hit subscribe and like the video. This is DepthRealm, where we expose the shadows so you can see the truth. Here's the reality no one wants to say out loud. Men didn't retreat from relationships. Men didn't suddenly become commitment phobic. Men didn't lose interest in dating. Men didn't give up. Men adapted. They adapted to a dating market that punishes them. They adapted to a culture that mocks them. They adapted to expectations that drain them. They adapted to women who no longer understand what men actually need, or worse, don't care. Women keep asking, "Where have all the good men gone? As soon as he likes me, he pulls away. Why won't men commit anymore? Why do men prefer being alone?" The answer is brutally simple. Men have learned that relationships cost more than their worth, and women are the ones who raise the price. Today's man isn't afraid of love. He's afraid of losing himself. He's afraid of sacrificing everything and receiving nothing. He's afraid of walking into a relationship alone, and walking out of it broken, drained, empty, and blamed. Men stay single because the modern relationship is a trap dressed like a gift. Let's go deeper. For decades, society taught women that men were the problem. Men were the villains. Men were the oppressors. Men were emotionally unavailable, incompetent, immature, fragile, controlling. And women absorbed that narrative like scripture. They were told, "You're a queen. You deserve everything. You don't need to compromise. If he doesn't give you the world, he doesn't deserve you. Men should earn your time. Men should chase you. Men should prove themselves. You are the prize." And when you teach an entire generation of women that they are flawless, you create an entire generation of men who walk away. Because men are not chasing someone who believes she is above him. They're not pursuing someone who treats them like they're disposable. They're not signing up for a relationship where they start guilty and end responsible for everything. Women didn't expect consequences, but consequences arrived. Women raised the standards for men, but lowered their standards for how they treated men. And men finally said, "No, I'm done." This is why so many men stay single. Women think men avoid relationships because they don't want to give effort. Wrong. Men avoid relationships because effort no longer matters. Men stay single because they learned the formula. If he gives too little, he's a bad partner. If he gives too much, he's taken for granted. If he gives everything, he's still told it's not enough. Men stay single because they're tired of being criticized for things they never did. Tired of apologizing for the last guy she dated. Tired of competing with her phone, her followers, her options, her ego. Tired of being told to man up while she refuses to grow up. Men are staying single because peace has become more valuable than intimacy. And modern relationships don't offer peace. They offer anxiety. They offer responsibility without authority. They offer emotional labor without emotional support. They offer judgment without understanding. Women don't see the shift happening, but men feel it every day. A man in 2025 knows that if he makes money, he's used. If he doesn't, he's shamed. If he leads, he's controlling. If he doesn't, he's weak. If he communicates, he's too emotional. If he doesn't, he's detached. If he has standards, he's toxic. If she has standards, she's empowered. The dating market is a minefield where men are blamed for walking carefully. Now here's the part women really don't want to hear. Most men aren't single because they can't attract women. They're single because they don't trust women anymore. They don't trust that she actually loves them. They don't trust she won't switch up when something better comes along. They don't trust she respects them. They don't trust she won't use them for resources, attention, validation, or emotional rescue. They don't trust the power women hold in modern relationships. Power that can destroy a man financially, mentally, emotionally. Men trust themselves more than they trust a system designed to punish them. So they choose solitude. Not loneliness. Solitude. There's a difference. Loneliness is when you need others. Solitude is when you don't. Women are watching men enter solitude and mistaking it for defeat. But men see it as liberation. Because in solitude, men found things women never expected. They found peace. They found purpose. They found financial stability. They found physical strength. They found mental clarity. They found hobbies. They found community. They found discipline. They found self-respect. Men realized they are not incomplete without women. They are only incomplete without themselves. This is the part that sparked the male exodus. Men finally understand that dating requires them to give up more than they gain. A man in a relationship loses his freedom, his time, his money, his hobbies, his ambition, his space, his mental bandwidth, his masculinity, his peace, and in return he receives conditional appreciation, conditional intimacy, conditional respect, conditional stability, constant criticism, constant expectations, constant emotional responsibility, constant pressure to perform. It's a deal that makes no economic, psychological, or spiritual sense. Let me show you what it looks like through real examples. Ethan, 29, spent 3 years with a woman who treated him like an emotional trash bin. Every problem she had, he had to fix. Every insecurity she had, he had to soothe. Every bad day she had, he had to absorb. When he left, she told her friends, he couldn't handle a strong woman. But the truth was simple. He was tired of holding up a woman who refused to stand on her own. Or look at Chris, 34. Beautiful girlfriend. Successful career. Seemed perfect on Instagram. But privately, she controlled everything. Who he could see, where he could go, how he should talk, when he should stop working. Any disagreement meant he was emotionally abusive. The day he moved out, he said, I didn't lose a partner. I escaped a prison. Or Marcus, 41. Divorced after she left with half his assets, full custody, and a narrative that made him look like the villain. He told me, I didn't lose a wife. I lost trust in women. Men don't stay single because they're broken. Men stay single because they're healed, and they don't want to re-enter the environment that broke them. Women say, men just don't want commitment. No. Men don't want exploitation framed as commitment. Women say, men don't know what they want. No. Men know exactly what they want. Peace, respect, reciprocal effort, appreciation, and they're not finding it. Women say, men just can't handle modern women. No. Men can handle anything except emotional chaos packaged as empowerment. Here's the psychological root, because no one talks about. Women today seek attention more than they seek connection. Men today seek peace more than they seek partnership. And those two desires do not coexist. When a woman's validation is external, men feel like competition, not companions. When a man's peace is internal, women feel unnecessary, not essential. Women blame men for stepping back. But they never look at what made men step back in the first place. They don't ask, why would a man risk his peace for me? Why would a man invest in me when I offer resistance instead of reciprocity? What do I give a man besides demands? How do I treat men when they are vulnerable? How do I respond to male effort? Do I build him or drain him? Women don't ask these questions because they were taught this lie. It's the man's job to earn the relationship, but modern men flipped the equation. Now they ask, what does a relationship cost me? What does this woman bring besides expectations? Does she bring peace or problems? Would my life get worse or better with her in it? And the answer most men find is, my life is better alone. Women aren't the enemy. But the cultural programming they absorbed is a culture that tells women, you don't need men. Men are replaceable. Men are emotionally weak. Men should chase you. Men should prove their worth. Men owe you happiness. Men owe you stability. Men owe you effort, validation, attention, and emotional perfection. And then the same culture is shocked when men choose none of it. Today, millions of men stay single because singleness is no longer a failure. It is protection. Protection from emotional exploitation. Protection from financial devastation. Protection from psychological manipulation. Protection from disrespect disguised as independence. Protection from women who learned how to demand love, but not how to give it. Women say men are the problem. But the truth is simple. Men stay single because women made relationships too expensive and too painful. And until women relearn how to give what they demand, until they relearn how to love instead of test, until they relearn how to appreciate instead of expect, until they relearn how to partner instead of compete, more and more men will walk away. Not because they're weak, but because they're wise. Women thought men would chase them forever. What they didn't expect was for men to chase something else. Their peace. See the pattern. Protect your energy. This is DepthRealm.